This episode of The Edge is brought to you by Audible.com, offering more than 180,000 titles for smartphone, tablet, and desktop. To get a free audiobook of your choice and help Trek.fm at the same time, visit audibletrial.com/trekfm. And also by Enterprise in Space, an international program of the nonprofit National Space Society. Find out how you can help science and education and become a virtual crew member aboard the NSS Enterprise Orbiter by visiting enterpriseinspace.org. And if you want to join the conversation and share your thoughts on this episode, join the Babel Conference, our listeners group on Facebook. Just type BABEL into the Facebook search field. We look forward to seeing you there.
You're listening to Trek FM.
What have you done out there on the edge of Federation space?
Live. We're live. We're live. We're live. 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 Live.
Live.
Thank you.
Live. Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to Live from the Edge. We really are pushing it to the edge tonight. I'm Bruce Gibson. Welcome to the show. And with me, as she always is Brandi Jackola.
Yes. I love
Brandi
that
Jackson.
One. Yeah, that too. I'm Brandi Jackson. I get that a lot. Or Jackie. Just call me Jackie. I answer to that.
Blackula.
Yes! I like that one the best.
I was going to say Blackula, but that's a whole different genre.
No, Jackola works, but...
I like that.
And Bacula works, but Blackula, I don't think I can go there.
No.
It's like a Roger Corman classic or something.
Right?
Hey, Brandi, who is that?
Oh my gosh, it's our good friend Christopher D. Littlefield joining us tonight.
Gosh.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
Now,
we're
no
so
swearing.
excited. Yeah, no swearing.
No swearing.
What else? No eating.
No, that's not true. Well, okay, Don't eat while you're talking.
Right.
And if you
do
eat,
you assume I'm going to do all these things? I'm just going to come in and break all the rules.
Yep.
Now, we did tell Chris before we got on the air, I like to say we're on the air, that singing is allowed. So that's why we started off that way. And it can happen later today, too, on the show. So
Maybe.
We'll just see. So, yeah, hey, we're going to jump right into it. Hey, Star Trek Discovery, Episode 9 of Season 2. We just saw it. Did you guys watch it?
No.
Yes.
I'm winging it tonight.
Great.
Yeah, I watched it twice. I watched it last night late, and then I watched it I finished it about 15 minutes ago the second time.
Okay, so it's fresh and very fresh. We have our chat. They're all in the group. Hi, chat. Hi, everybody.
Chat.
I assume they watched it. So I'm going to go right into it, Chris. Love it or hate it?
Well, I did do some private messaging last night. And on my first watch, I thought it was a little forced. It was not my favorite episode of Discovery so far. But on my second watch, it grew on me a lot. So like it a lot, not totally crazy about it, but appreciate it a little more now. Mm-hmm. That was a very long answer to your very simple question.
No, that's exactly what I wanted to hear, because I knew the first time you watched it, you didn't like it. And I didn't know if the second time it would be better.
I liked it better. And I liked the dialogue better the second time. I appreciated all of the dialogue in between the characters.
Okay.
But I thought they just threw so much... They threw so much backstory to Irium right away without having known a lot, and then kind of forced us to be so invested when, spoiler alert, she dies. Oh my God. Sorry, chat.
Okay.
Secret's out.
Spoiler alert. Secret's out. Irium dies. I was not expecting that, obviously.
Or does she?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Is that a joke, or do you really have a theory here?
I kind of think there could be something. I mean, we're cheating a lot of death in this series, so, Section 31 could have pulled her out and rebooted her, and I don't know. It's possible.
Okay, because I watched it a second time, and I started thinking that she may be coming back too. But I I don't know if I want to go into that right now because I have this really good theory because it's mine.
Okay.
But I'm not going to go into that now. Brandi.
But you will go into it.
I'll get into it.
Okay.
Believe me. And I'm going to mention one of the other podcasts here on the network at that time. Hey, Brandi, how much did you cry? Okay. She's holding up her box of Kleenex.
Yeah, I have this because I am probably going to cry at some point during this podcast because I couldn't even message people about it because there were a couple of people that messaged me about it. And as I was typing, I was just like, I thought I was done. I thought I was done with crying tonight, and apparently I'm not. And so it's fine. So, but I embrace my feelings. If I gotta cry, I gotta cry. So
I love that. I think you should. Yeah, I messaged you last night and you were like, I can't talk about it right now.
I did. He's like, I'm about to watch. And how do you rate this? I'm like, I can't rate this right now. I'm still processing. So, and then he asked me, did you cry? And I'm like, well, I won't say what I said, but I'm like, I'm still crying. So yeah, there was that. So yeah, I cried a lot.
Do we want to talk about that now? Not about you crying, but about Ariam dying. I mean, we've already.
I went there.
Yeah.
Somebody just called me Christopher Spoilerfield. Oh, Beta Artemis.
This is live from the Edge, and it's about the most recent episode of Discovery, so there are spoilers. If you haven't watched it, you shouldn't be here.
Why are you here?
Yeah, and we have no order to this. I mean, typically I try to kind of keep it in the order of the episode, but I mean, it's very free to go anywhere. And I guess talking about Ariam, I was very excited with this episode because we were getting to see the character of Ariam a lot. And I thought, oh, good, this will be good character development. We're going to get to know this other crew member that we haven't learned that much about. And then she dies at the end. And I'm a little disappointed that we won't have her character again. But at the same time, that was such a dramatic scene. And just seeing Michael's face, that even when she was just, shot out of the airlock, out into space, and because Burnham didn't do it, and she said, I mean, just the reaction alone, I will say this is the most emotional I have felt from a Discovery episode.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are you okay?
I didn't shed tears quite as much as Brandi did, or Jackie, or whoever she is today.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. It's fine.
But I'm not like as sensitive. I'm not very sensitive. I don't.
Well, no, you're probably average sensitivity, where like 80% of the world is just average sensitivity, and then there's 10% of us who have it turned up to 11, and then there's 10% of us that have it turned down to -10. So you're right in that group with most people, and I'm the one that's out of the ordinary in that way because, well, I say it's turned up to 11, but it feels more like a 35, 36 right now. So on a scale of 1 to 10. So yeah, there's so many feelings.
I have feelings for Sam Lewis in the chat, who is trying to avoid spoilers. Hasn't watched it yet.
Oops.
I mean,
that's what you get.
What you were getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you, Sam.
We're making it all up anyway, Sam. So don't worry.
Totally.
This is all made up. This is not, that doesn't even happen on the episode. I can't believe we even went there.
Sorry.
I know. We're so bad.
Terrible. Well, honestly, it's the big thing. And we can start with that and work backwards.
Okay.
I guess.
We can. Non helped the situation. I thought she was dead. You know what really bothered me is when Ariam took the little thingies off Nan's face that she breathes with. I don't know.
Her ventilator.
Her ventilator.
Maybe.
Respirator, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that filters the air
breathing
for
apparatus.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. She takes that off and she can't breathe and she can't reach it. And then we don't see her for a while. And after Ariam gets behind closed doors and Burnham's like just backing up with her phaser, and she's like, okay, I've got her trapped. I thought she was immediately going to go and look for Nan and make sure she was okay. And she never turned around. She never checked on her.
Yeah, they left her there for a while.
Yeah,
and I thought, Did she think she was dead, or?
To be fair,
okay.
They found out that Arium was starting to, hack into the system to open the door. And she was also, even before that happened, she was like, okay, I can go shut down control and that will free up Arium. And she runs to the other side. The door closes. Now her attention is focused on getting that door open because that is the way to save Arium. So yeah, that's the thing that's foremost on her mind. And, that's how I read that situation. But I did think, okay, maybe we can check on Non just for a second. But time was of the essence, unfortunately, because once she started hacking into the door, there wasn't a whole lot of time. So I understand why it happened that way. I can understand your frustration, Bruce, and it's just.
I just think if I were directing the episode, I would have had Burnham at some point just kind of over her shoulder. Non, are you okay? And like, I can't come to you now. Oh, crap. And then we're like, oh my gosh, Non didn't respond. Maybe she is dead. Just to show some, like, I'm aware that you're here and you're in trouble, but I can't deal with you now. But I just felt like she just totally forgot about her.
Well, maybe you should have directed the episode instead of whoever it was that did it, because clearly they didn't do as good a job.
Jonathan Frakes.
I know.
Directed that episode.
Look,
I know you're joking.
I think I could have done a really good job directing that episode, but, he's got a leg up on me, right? I mean, he is number one. He's Riker. He's got a leg up on everyone. So, anyway, I guess,
I am glad Non is the one that shot her out of the airlock. I'm glad she's the one that kind of did it.
Now, why is that?
Well, because Burnham couldn't.
Yeah.
She wasn't listening to anybody.
I think that she would have. At that last second, I think she would have, but the choice was taken from her. And she has to, either way, she has to live with guilt. Either she's living with guilt because she couldn't find a way to save Arium, or she's living with the guilt of having caused Arium's death.
Or the guilt of Georgiou's death, and the guilt of her parents' death, and the guilt of the war, and it's so much guilt for Burnham.
She's got, when people say you have baggage, she has this massive trunk that she's dragging behind herself that does not have wheels on it. She's just dragging that thing everywhere she goes, and that is a hard thing to live with.
Yeah, it's like her middle name is baggage because she's got tons of it.
And Spock even tells her, you avoid reality because it's easier for you to shoulder burden than to face unimaginable grief. I'm like, yeah, that's totally Burnham.
Yeah. Yeah. Those scenes with Spock and Burnham were pretty intense.
They were, and I enjoyed them very much.
Ooh, you did.
Yes. Anytime Ethan Peck is on screen, I'm enjoying myself. And it's not about the appearance. No,
for me, it is a little bit too.
Well, it is that. Look, he's an attractive human being. Okay. I think we can all agree on that. But it wasn't
the sexiest Spock?
What?
Who are you asking?
Anybody. Is he the sexiest Spock?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anyway. But aside from that, I just really love his portrayal. Every time he is on screen, he commands all of the attention. He's just got, I don't know, he's just got this presence. And apparently he's very much like that in real life, according to Anson Mount's podcast, The Well, which if you haven't listened to that, there is a 2-part episode. Well, it's 2 episodes back to back, where he talks to Ethan Peck on that podcast. And so we get to find out more about the man behind the current Spock. And I definitely recommend that. That again is The Well with Anson Mount. And, he has his friend Brannon as well. I don't want to discount Brannon, but yeah, please go listen to it. It's really good.
Hey, Brandi, what? David Jackola says the animated series Spock is super sexy.
Especially the giant one.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah. I wasn't counting the animated series, but yeah, he's not wrong.
So hot.
S. Mirza, I know you say you got to listen to that podcast. I agree, but wait till after the show. I don't want anybody to leave yet.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Unless you're going to listen to Literary Treks, that's fine. But
take a drink.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So So the relationship between Spock, by the way, I don't think we mentioned the name of this episode, Project Daedalus. So that's Greek mythology, which maybe we'll get into because I'm not all that into the mythology stuff, but I think that's coming up more in the next episode too of Discovery.
Well, there's more than one Project Daedalus reference.
What? I only caught the one.
Project Daedalus was actually a scientific study that was done between 1973 and 1976 about constructing an unmanned probe to study nearby stars, etc. And by nearby, we're talking like 5.6 light years away, etc. And the whole purpose of it was to design a spacecraft that could actually do this with the materials that they currently had and possibly future technology. And there's specifications for it, etc. And this unmanned probe would be sent out with all of this scientific equipment to, measure all of these things about stars and planets and what have you. And they wanted it to be able to get to its destination within a human's lifetime. So a maximum of 50 years basically is what they were looking for. So there's more than one Project Daedalus.
No, wow. You made that up.
Go look on Wikipedia if you don't believe me.
Now, did you know this before, or did you just look this up recently?
I'd actually heard of it before, but I didn't really remember anything about it because I was not old enough I wasn't old enough to remember. I was born in 1973. And it was something that happened in the UK, and sometimes they don't give us all the world news here in America because, we're number one, so we don't care about other countries. Oh, I did not say that out loud. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I
watch Sky News.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, it was something that took place in the UK. It's actually very interesting because all of these specifications for it, you're thinking, how is this thing ever going to get off the grounds? Because it was just like hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of tons of material and fuel and etc. And I'm just like, how is this even going to get off the ground, much less break atmosphere and leave the planet?
Do you think that they used that, they thought of that initial project for this episode and what's going on with Section 31 and whatever they're doing?
I just don't know. I just don't know, but it would be really cool if they were.
Well, yeah, that
made me think of the space squid things.
Mm-hmm. Because that was one of their probes.
Right.
That was an unmanned probe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I don't know that there's a connection, but I just thought it was interesting.
Wow. Okay. Well, I also know that Daedalus is in Greek mythology best known for the creator of the labyrinth.
Yes. For King Minos or Minos.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And there's a minotaur in there, by the way.
And then he got trapped in his own labyrinth by the king.
Because the king's a jerk, y'all. I mean, really.
Jerk.
So is the Red Angel trapped in its own labyrinth, maybe? Or is Spock trapped in his?
I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you what Dave said. Dave said that Project Daedalus is the Red Angel suit. That's what he thinks.
Oh.
That makes sense.
And
okay.
And also it's pretty clear. Dave, stop distracting me with Eddie Izzard bits on the chat. Sorry. I just looked at that at the wrong time. Oh man. I think it's pretty clear since Ariam said this is all about you to Michael. It's pretty clear Michael's the Red Angel.
I don't know. You think so?
I do now.
It seems that way. There was something that was said in this episode that made me go, oh, wow, it really is Burnham. I don't remember what it was, but something was said.
It was said by Ariam before she was jettisoned. She said, it's about you. It wanted me to kill you. This is all about you.
Everything is because of you.
Yeah. Everything's because of you. So I'm like, Red Angel. So.
Mm-hmm.
Or is the revived Ariam the Red Angel, and she's not really dead? But that's looping back to what we said before.
Now my brain is broken.
I know.
Okay.
Here's the interesting thing is because of the way Ariam's brain apparently works, all of her memories are still on Discovery.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So could they be downloaded into before?
they're going to be in B4, right?
No, that technology technology doesn't exist yet, but that would be a nice tie-in. Let's tie it into B4.
Or do we have like something, some connection to Zora and Calypso with all of that information that Arium downloaded? Huh?
Yeah, there's a possibility. I'm not 100% sure.
Thanks.
Because I like it, but just because one of the short treks connected, that doesn't necessarily follow that the other three will.
No, but the Enterprise, not the Enterprise, but the Discovery could get its personality from Arium.
And then when the little offline line came across the screen at the end, it reminded me of the little voice box thingies all over the ship.
Do we know who did the voice of the Discovery in that episode? I can't
remember.
I don't remember either, but she had a British accent. So
that's true.
Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. But if it happens, I'm fine with that. If it doesn't happen, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But it's a good theory.
Should I go into my theory now? Because I feel like I should.
Okay.
I think it's time.
Okay. There's the show called Literary Treks, and it's here on the network. It's our books and comics show. But the reason I'm mentioning it isn't to promote it, which I just did, but Control, as a lot of people probably already know, there's a novel called Section 31 Control written by David Mack. And Control is the one behind Section 31 and a lot of the things that are going on in the Federation. And this book came out about 2 years ago. And I would suggest, if you have not read this book or you don't have time to read the book, go listen to that episode. It's episode 186, where we interview David Mack. And I think you'll get a good summary of what his intentions were with Control, which seems to be what the show is using. And so, if anything about control is exactly that word. It's controlling almost everything, which is kind of the criticism of the novel. Is it kind of suggests like all the things that happened in the Federation Starfleet weren't based on the humans and the aliens all involved, but it was by this AI that's controlling things to happen the way they're happening. But what I'm getting at is, as I was thinking of that book and watching this episode, to me, the Red Angel is Control. I'm not saying that the person in the suit is Control, but I think Control has created the suit and put the person in it, because what Control is really trying to do is save the universe, not destroy it. And so by trying to get all this information, and what Control did with Arium seems to be bad and seems to be going the wrong direction, when it's really going in the right direction and making these actions happen. So in the future, it can save the universe either through Burnham or through Arium as the Red Angel.
Well, now my head hurts more.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Control wanted Arium to kill Michael on the station.
That's true. You're right.
But,
so if Control had wanted Michael's death, why did the Red Angel show up to tell Spock where Michael was in the Forge? Therefore,
right, because you're right. The Red Angel's saving Michael, so why would Arium try to kill Michael?
Yeah, because it's not Control that is trying to save the timeline. It is trying to create the timeline it wants. It is trying to
without sentient life.
Yes. It is trying to become a supreme intelligence and eradicate anyone who would dare try to stop it, which is basically all the biologicals.
But if what Bruce is saying is at least partially true, then maybe Control and Section 31 are not in sync with each other.
Well, that's fair, but again, then why would Control try to kill Burnham?
I don't know.
So to me,
maybe Control needed Burnham to live to a certain point, and now Burnham is threatening what Control is trying to do, and Control's okay with her dying now at this point, but needed her alive longer to force Spock to do what he's doing. It's all interconnected in some way. I don't know.
I think that much is true.
Yeah, I believe it's interconnected, but I believe that Control is not on the side of good in this.
That's what I came away with.
Yeah,
I know, but I think we're going to find out the opposite.
It killed all those people on the station. It killed
the needs
admirals.
of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
And here's an interesting thought that I had. Since we found out, of course, that Batar was a hologram, which I suspected from the moment she appeared on screen, that actually calls into question when the 4 admirals were talking to Giorgio and Leland. Because now, how do we know that that wasn't a hologram as well? Because Michael said, Ariam said that they had been dead for at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
At least. At least. Meaning they could have been dead longer. So that calls into question that whole thing. Anyway.
The hologram thing started kind of feeling like another trope to me in this episode. It was like, oh, no, it was a hologram. No, that wasn't really, that was a hologram. It's like the new transporter malfunction.
Yeah, but this is in a day and age where the holograms aren't as widespread spread. I'm having trouble speaking English, and I really apologize.
Pick a different language.
Well, I can revert to my native gibberish if you would like, but no one will understand me then.
Oh, I thought that's what you were already doing. Anyway,
shut your mouth. Shut your
shots fired.
Shut your cute little mouth. Shut your cute little mouth. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I lost my point. It's fine.
You were talking gibberish.
Yeah, that doesn't help. That's always what people do. It's like, I forgot what I was going to say. Was it about this?
The holograms not being as widely used.
As widely used as they are in, say, Next Generation and beyond. So, because this is still, like what, 80, 90 years before Next Generation? So I don't think that the ability to program such lifelike holograms is really that big of a thing yet.
Oh.
That's my idea.
Okay. Interesting. What about what's going on in the chat here? Wow, there's a lot going on that I haven't been able to read of this. I did notice Amy said about when I was talking about Control and David Mack on episode 189 of Literary Treks. He was also later on Warp 5 talking about Section 31 in general and a little bit about his book, and that was episode number 179 of Warp 5, if you want to hear that one too.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh, did you see? The Neostar says both Starfleet and Section 31 are being played.
I agree with that. Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't think Section 31 is in control as much as it thinks it is.
Or it's absolutely
it wants us
not.
To think. Yeah.
I don't think so, but I think Giorgio is kind of leading them away from whatever they were before. I think she's behind a lot of the tomfoolery there.
It's possible, but I don't think she's helping whatever this is that's trying to extinguish all sentient life. Sentient biological life. Qualifier there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I can always rely on you.
Yeah, well, I may think of it after the fact, but I still think of it.
So, I'm just thinking about Ariam out in space, and they zoom in on her eye, and you see the video of her with her newly married husband, and she's looking at the camera saying, "We're coming home."
Yeah. No, you ain't.
See, that's how I got Brandi to stop talking. Because she's about to cry.
There we go.
There we go. There's the little
There
tissue.
she is.
Oh my.
So I have a question about this Ariam thing, this explanation regarding her augmentation.
Yes.
So whatever happened on their honeymoon, their shuttle crashed, right?
Yes.
And so I'm assuming that he died.
That's my guess as well.
Yeah.
And then did she also get wounded so badly that she became did she get wounded so badly that she then became an augment? She had to go there or else she would die too? Or was this something else?
That is
correct. We
correct.
Know anything about that.
That is
right?
correct. The whole backstory is on Literary Treks number. No, I'm kidding. We haven't even got a written story about that. No, yeah. I don't know. That's what I'm assuming too. That based on the injuries, like she survived, her husband didn't, and somebody, outfitted her with this cybertronic whatever augmentation.
She became part robot.
Yeah.
That actually made me laugh so hard because that is how people used to say it back in the day. And it was just such a funny old-timey way of saying it that it was charming.
Yeah.
Because it was meant to be teasing and Ariam took it as such. So you can tell that they had that kind of relationship, even though we never saw evidence of that relationship before this time.
Well, now we can, because they just showed it to us.
Yeah.
In the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's, and here's, you know what? I haven't watched the Facebook event where they talked to Hannah Cheeseman. So I don't know. My theory was maybe it was too difficult to keep using this character because of the appliances and because of the makeup that went into it and how long it probably took and how difficult it was to be in that makeup for extended periods of time. So I feel like maybe this was a thing where they're just like, okay, this just isn't working and it's harmful to whatever cast member is playing it. So let's figure a way out. I don't know if that's what's behind it, but
like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, the original actor he got toxic something from the makeup and the paint and everything.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's something like that. No, Chris, I didn't mean appliances in that way. I meant appliances as her head and her ears. And basically anything that isn't makeup is called an appliance in the makeup effects community.
He's asking if you meant refrigerator or microwaves.
Yes, but you would know that that was called appliances if you had actually listened to Anson Mount's The Well, where he first talks to Ethan Peck. Anyway.
Don't listen right now.
Don't do it right now.
This. Yeah, not right now. Not right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about something else for a while. We can always come back to this stuff. Admiral Cornwell, she's back. She came on her shuttle.
Like it.
She came in quietly. Oh, yeah. You know, and she's questioning Spock. Oh, that's another thing about that scene that kind of bothered me a little. There's two little things that bothered me is when Burnham didn't go check on Non, and then when Cornwell is questioning Spock, Burnham just walks right in and says, "I believe him." To me, that's the kind of situation where it's like you have an admiral questioning him in this room by themselves. And that would be like me disciplining one of my kids and my other kid coming and going, "Well, I believe her." And I'm like, "Would you get out of here? I'm not talking to you right now."
Yeah.
That's what I felt like. That was a little odd to me.
I think the way it seemed to me is she was going in there to talk to Cornwell or to talk to Spock, and they were not done yet. And so she just barged in once again to just try and try to make some kind of connection with Spock by saying in front of the Admiral that she believed him. And he just tosses it right back at her.
Oh, so, I like that.
Oh,
because she does try to reach out to him. She wants to play chess with him. She's trying to defend him, you know. Mm-hmm. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and she's really making an effort, and he is holding a really big grudge.
Yeah, what is up with him? Man, he's meaner to his sister than he was to McCoy.
Right? But then McCoy was pretty awful to Spock, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's really enjoying expressing all this emotion.
Oh, I know. I was just, ooh.
He likes it.
He
likes
loves getting
the anger.
Angry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I really enjoyed that whole chess scene, especially as he gets angrier and angrier as they go on. And it starts as just really tiny ticks in his facial expression, which is just brilliant. It's like one eye just twitches just a little bit. And then, just it grows and grows and grows until he's just like, destroys the chess thing. And then it's so funny because after he does that, he's just like blank slate again for a second. Just like, oh.
Well, I think maybe he's going to realize how dangerous it is for him to really enjoy expressing those emotions. And this is why in the original series, we see a much less emotion-filled Spock, He's like, oh, no, I got to back it up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that has something to do with it. So it can all fit together. And it's not like Spock's never emotional in the course of TOS whether it be the series, the animated series, or the movies, you will see emotion from him. Because that's the thing about Vulcans is we forget, it's not that they don't have emotions, they do, they suppress them.
Right.
So those emotions can come out at any time.
And in the original series, it seemed very important to Spock to be Vulcan and to just focus on logic and really focus on emotion, to the point that, he tries to get rid of all emotions in the motion picture. So,
right.
Yes, Kolinar. He'd achieved Kolinar, but not really.
But why, that doesn't seem to be as much of an importance for him now. So it is like, what is that bridge that we take between this series and that series with the Spock character to get him to that point that we see in the original series? And which is funny because he comes back around later in the movies where he accepts emotion again.
All the way till his last appearance, Yeah. It kind of ebbs and flows. He comes back, he embraces it, then he pushes it away, then he starts embracing it again slowly.
Yeah. He can't make up his mind.
Well, he has a harder time than other Vulcans because he is half human. And it is not within humans' nature to
He's not the only one.
Suppress. I know he's not the only one.
Did you hear him say that on this episode?
Yes, he did, because he was trying to figure out what made him special that, he was saying all these things. I'm half human, but I'm not the only person that does that. And that was when I started to think, it's definitely Michael now. It's got to be Michael. How could it not be Michael? Because why else would he be chosen?
Well, and I like that you said he's trying to figure out what makes him special. I didn't really think about it in that way, but we all kind of want to figure that out, right?
Absolutely.
In relationship to our family and what we do in life,
Yes.
Nice.
What makes you guys special?
The fact that I carry all this emotion within me and just let it out whenever I feel it. No, I don't think that makes me special per se. It makes me annoying more than anything else, probably.
I'm one half human and the other half human.
Yeah. I was going to say, well, what's the other half? It's just like, in D&D when someone says, oh, it's a half elf. And I'm like, well, what's the other half? It's always human. But I'm like, what if it was a half elf, half orc? I mean, it could happen.
Amy said, I can answer that question. I've got the dirt on all y'all.
Oh, crap. She does.
She does.
Get out of the chat, Amy.
Oh, no.
We're going to start asking questions.
No.
Tilly. I just kind of want to talk about her. At the beginning of the episode, near the beginning, she said that she'd never been a fugitive. Well, except for that one time when I was 16, it had a rebellious stage. I thought, my gosh.
And she starts to say, and I hacked, and I'm like, I know what she's talking about.
Yes. Do you know what we're talking about, Chris?
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't read it yet. I haven't read the book yet.
Then I'm
Way
not
to the stars.
I don't want to give spoilers then, but I knew that was exactly. Yeah, and Dave hadn't read the book, and so I told him, okay, so this is what she was talking about. When she was 16, she did this and this and this because of this. So, yeah.
Yes. Una McCormick wrote that novel, so check that out.
It's really great.
I didn't like that she started apologizing and groveling to Cornwell when she first came on the bridge. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
I'm tired of her apologizing, and she's not that person anymore.
Yes,
I don't like it.
But I understand how that feels because old habits die hard, and these habits have been with her for all her life up until season 1 of Discovery.
But look at all she went through in season 1 and the beginning of season 2.
Yes, I agree with
holy
that.
Crap.
I agree with all of that. But that doesn't mean that those old behaviors don't resurface when she's nervous.
That's true. I do stuff like that.
Yeah, so do I. So
I still don't like it.
I didn't like it either, but I understood it because it's probably something I would have done in the same situation. So I can identify with that.
Okay. So when Arium was trying to kill Burnham and upload all the sphere data, would you have sent some lovely memories uploaded to Arium?
Absolutely.
That was sweet.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tilly saving the day. She's the perfect Wesley Crusher for the 23rd century.
Shut up, Bruce.
Why do you have to be mean to Wesley Crusher?
I'm not being mean to Wesley. I'm just saying there's a relation. Like, Wesley's always saving the ship, and so is Tilly, right?
Yeah.
Oh, when Ariam said, "I can hear you, Tilly," when she was in the thing. God.
That's when the sobbing started. Yeah. I mean, I started getting emotional when Tilly started getting emotional.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, I'm just like, oh. But see, the thing is that I actually went into this episode thinking that Ariam was going to die. So it wasn't a surprise to me.
Really?
Really? Because I thought.
Before watching any of it?
Before watching any of it, I thought she would die. Because I thought the only way to stop her being controlled like this is to shut her down or kill her. Because I don't think that there is any way that they could stop the level of intelligence, artificial as it may be, that was doing this to her. So I figured this would be the end of Ariam, regardless of whether she was killed or whether she was shut down or whatever happened, because I didn't see any other way out of the situation.
I didn't see that coming, personally.
Well, just because I saw it coming, it didn't hit me any less hard.
You're very intuitive too, though.
Which is why when Tilly started breaking down, I'm like, son of a motherless goat, you're going to make me cry again.
That is a new one for me.
Yeah, I
like it.
Thank you. You can borrow that anytime you like.
Great.
Because it really catches people unaware.
Yeah.
Wow. Was there any other? No, go on.
Do you think that Ariam had any idea? Do you think she had any? Okay, so the lights blinking in her eyes, the three red lights in her eyes.
There are 3 lights.
They're in each eye. I was like, I'm not crazy about that as a tool, because it's just like, who wouldn't notice that? You know, standing around here, all of a sudden their crew members' eyes are blinking red. You know, it felt, that was another thing that felt forced. It felt like they were telegraphing to us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, the thing is, no one was ever looking straight at Ariam when that was happening. Because their manipulation, well, it's true. The manipulation was, you know, whatever.
They never look at her in the eyes.
Whatever this presence was, I'm going to say it's like a virus. It's always there. It's dormant when it wants to be. And when it wants to take control, it does. And so it waits. Yeah, control. Exactly. And so it waits for the perfect moment so as not to arouse suspicion. But Non was still kind of suspicious. Nothing really came of that because I just thought, why weren't you, if you had suspicions, why weren't you watching Ariam closer when you're on?
Well, she said she'd keep an eye on her.
Yeah. But even
on
so,
she
kind of didn't. She went and got the power back on. She wasn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was just, yeah. And of course, Ariam could feel that something was going on, but she couldn't remember because, you know, when she was under control, all of her memories would be offloaded from whatever she did.
So did she upload her memories to Discovery because Control was telling her to, or did she know she was compromised and she did it because she knew it was the only way? That I didn't understand.
I don't know.
Neither. She did it to make room to carry all the sphere information over to the.
That was my impression
right.
too.
The sphere, yeah, that's right.
Because she needed, which I thought was a little odd too, because it's so much data is what I'm assuming, because it is a lot of data. I thought really if Control wanted this data, I would think there'd be a way that Ariam could transmit it or somehow to it instead of having to go to the station and upload it and all that. But I guess it was just that much data.
Well, she did transmit information to the station, but it was caught. You know, and they thought that
by Tilly.
That
right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
By Tilly?
Yeah. Well, no, it was actually Saru who first caught it. You know, when he said that transmissions were unauthorized transmissions were going out, and they thought Ash was doing it. Mm-hmm. No, that was Ariam. Mm-hmm. And she was sending them some of the sphere data, but there's only so much she could transmit at a time. But, you know, of course she set up Ash to take the fall. And when it became, you know, clear that she couldn't keep transmitting this data, a new plan was hatched.
But so Amy says, why would she be downloading the sphere data to her instead of to the ship's computer?
I don't understand the question.
Well, I think, because if you the sphere information is downloaded into the ship's computer or somewhere on the ship. So why couldn't Control hack that itself as opposed to having Arium take it and bring it to Control? Because Control seems to be in control of so many things within the Federation and Starfleet that you would think it should be able to just download the information itself.
I think the Arium was a scapegoat, quite frankly.
And they still need the ship. They still need to use the crew to get back and forth. You can't just compromise the whole ship, I guess.
Yeah, and it's the only one.
away.
It's the only one with a spore drive. So Arium was kind of going to be the scapegoat, and when Control had its way with the data, it was going to destroy Discovery.
Right.
So that's my theory on that, is that Arium was meant to be a scapegoat. So that everybody would go, oh, she malfunctioned, and no one would think it was Control.
Or they needed an episode of Discovery. So, gotta make it interesting.
They were like in the writer's room, you guys, we need an episode.
Yeah.
We need an episode. And someone goes,
for this show.
Why doesn't Control just download all the data? And they're like, and?
Okay.
That's it.
Great.
Yeah. Well, if it was that easy to hack into the computer, you would think that Section 31 would have done that by now.
Yeah. Hey, last season, somebody mentioned in the chat just now, daylight savings time. Last season, you had daylight saving time problems, Brandi. You're doing better this season.
No, I'm not.
Last year. Okay.
Have you listened to me talking tonight? Forgetting what I'm saying? Not even speaking English?
I haven't even been listening, so I don't know.
Well, that fits.
So let's talk about Stamets. I wonder now if this kind of made anybody cry too, because I love the scene between Stamets and Spock, where Stamets tells Spock that Burnham loves him, and Spock tells Colbert that Spock tells Stamets that maybe Colbert doesn't know how to feel about himself, and it's not that he has feelings against Stamets, it's about himself.
Oh my God, that quote, I wrote that one down because I was just like, it just made so much sense.
And coming from Spock about feelings.
Feelings. Well, he was enjoying his emotions for once. Yes. So, and I actually really liked the beginning of that scene when, where he's
You're fine.
touching the thing.
You're fine.
Well, no, not that one. This is the scene where it's just Spock and Stamets. Well, it's not just Spock and Stamets, but Stamets is about to touch that thing. And he's like, okay, baby, don't shock me. And he's like, you realize that an inanimate object, blah, blah, blah. But it was, and then the power blows, and old Stamets would have had a meltdown at that point, but new Stamets doesn't do that. And even when Spock is just like, well, it's impossible to continue my work like this. And old Stamets would have been like, oh, really? I'm so sorry I'm inconveniencing you, sir. But he didn't do that. He was just like, well, this and this and this, and maybe you could help.
He's definitely grieving in his own way, right?
Yeah.
I felt that. And it's his own Stametsy way to kind of work through whatever's going on.
But I just think that he has so much more perspective on life in general that he just doesn't overreact. Well, and I don't really felt like he overreact. He's not as cold and snobby as he first seemed to be. He's not so unreachable.
Yeah, he was kind of a jerk at the beginning.
Yeah, I was thinking that watching this episode, because if you think about that third episode, season 1, when we first saw Stamets, I mean, he was just like, he's very much seemed like a jerk, just like bitter and like looking at everybody like, what do you want? Or get away from me and all that.
Lurker.
Lurker.
I despise lurkers. I
Yes.
was like, geez.
And now it's like, hey, the mushrooms have calmed me down.
Totally.
But I just like that new kind of way of reacting to things. So he instead of just getting upset at Spock's very self-centered response to the problem at hand, and he says, well, maybe you could help. And he's like, fair point. It goes and helps.
Well, I think that Spock said that to, and I'm going to say this is one of the comments I left on the postcard thread, but I don't know if Amy's going to read it. So I think Spock, love you, Amy.
Not now.
I think definitely not now. I think Spock was deflecting with all the other stuff, because Vulcans do that when they can't deal with what they're going through in an immediate situation. You know, they deflect, and then they project.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And Amy just responded to you, Chris, saying, "Oh, jerk!
Oh,
this is the first time the chat has called anybody on the show a jerk. So congratulations, you did it.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be breaking records here on my first time on live."
And Michael did have a good point when they were arguing over chess, and she tells him, you know, whatever it is you're angry about, you need to stop taking it out on me. Mm-hmm. And that kind of brings him up short. So whatever he's angry about, he is deflecting it onto Michael because she's the easiest target, because she hurt him and he wants to hurt her back. But I don't think it's all because of her. There's something more in there.
Well, it's his daddy issues too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
Well, and that moment where he's like, you know, saying something to the effect of, you know, don't presume that you know our father's mind. And she just has this look on her face like, you want to bet? I've been in his mind, honey.
Yeah. She was like, well, he taught me this, our very first lesson. He taught me how to play, you know.
Yeah, but
these chess moves.
She doesn't tell him that, you know, that she melded with him. Because if I remember correctly, Spock and Sarek never meld.
Correct.
At no time have they ever melded before Sarek's death. And so...
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. So I think that Michael was still in that place where she was trying to make a bridge between the two of them. And so she did not throw that in his face. And that took some control, because I felt like she wanted to say that, but she's just like, control.
Exactly. I was thinking that too.
Okay, everybody, anytime anyone says control, take a drink.
There you go.
So everybody's going to be drunk, like drunk.
That scene you're talking about with the chess scene where basically Spock is throwing insults at her. And like you said, she's trying to, all right, take a drink, control herself. But the second time I watched it, just before the show, I thought it's almost like mirroring the situation they had when they were kids, when she was trying to protect Spock by pushing him away, by calling him names and throwing insults at him. It's now reversed. He's now doing the same thing to her as a way, I'm wondering, of protecting her from something.
From what?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know that it's a protection thing. I honestly think that he wants to hurt her, because I would feel the same way in the same situation.
Well, wait a minute. If it is all, since it is all because of Michael, whatever's going on when Ariam tells her, maybe Spock still has more information that we don't know, that he knows. That she doesn't know that he knows that I know that we know.
Right. He did the mind meld with the Red Angel, so he may have more information that he's let on.
Well, then why didn't the Telosians show that?
They don't show everything.
I know, but why? Why are they holding on to something then? Reasons?
Exactly.
Reasons.
Because reasons. And we needed an episode with Telosians, and that happened. And we have to forget about that now.
Sorry.
Right.
I don't know.
We have to go do an episode with the flying pancake things at some point. Maybe they know something.
Oh, yeah, the amoeba things that look like, piles of vomit. Yeah.
Yes, the little fake vomits.
Yeah.
That's what you're referring to.
Operation Annihilate. Check out that TOS episode.
There you go. It's not connected to this, so no worries.
Except Spock's in it. So.
Right.
That's the only connection, right? Hey, you have to go watch that episode now because Spock's in it.
Yeah, because Spock, yeah.
Could you imagine next episode, like those creatures are literally on it? of Discovery.
And then fans complain, they don't look like they do on TOS.
They were CGI, not plastic vomit, prank vomit.
The original series ones look just fine. They didn't have to change them. Fake vomit flying around looks just fine.
Yeah, you can't see the strings at all.
Right.
Oh boy.
And in Discovery, they CGI strings onto their CGI vomit. We're trying to keep it canon, people. We're trying to keep it canon.
Absolutely. Canon.
Oh, God.
Well, once again, off track. So, is there anything else? I mean, I take some light notes during the second viewing of the episodes, and I feel like we've covered almost every. I mean, we didn't talk about the mines. I don't know if there's that much to talk about there, but I mean, that's the only thing I have here that we really haven't dug into. Mines.
No.
The mines. What did Cornwell call them when they were like, oh, we can't see what we're doing, or, the navigation's not working? And she's like, yes, navigation is working, but there's some type of mine.
Yeah. And she basically is like, you're flying blind. Remember your training sort of thing. So, yeah. Because you have to be able to fly blind. You can't always rely on your instruments.
I'm glad the mines came up because there was
Blackout
a really
mines,
good scene.
Neostar said. Blackout mines.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
mines. See, this is why we have the chat, because we're too stupid to think of things.
Thanks, chat.
So, you're not stupid, Chris. You're just here to help.
I'm just a jerk.
Yeah, exactly. As Amy then said, wink, wink later. So, but yeah, there was a great scene where Cornwell is talking to Pike right before the mines when he's like, really? Like, this is un-Starfleet like to do these mines. It's not. And she's like, we were at war. And he was thinking that, you sent us away. And she's like, yeah, because we needed the best out there, because if we lost the war, we had to have hope in knowing that we had someone out there that's the best of Starfleet.
Right.
I love, and he's basically like, okay.
I was like halfway. Part of me loved that because it was like, yeah, of course, absolutely, because it's the freaking Enterprise, But the other half was like, oh, you're just trying to, this is a little retconning also at the same time.
Yeah.
Because they weren't around.
That's true. And then there's the whole thing where I couldn't tell exactly how the bridge crew were reacting in some instances, because I was the person thinking, oh, so Discovery is just a POS? Is that what you're saying?
Well, they're the secret weapon. They needed the spore drive.
Yeah, but they were working on the spore drive before the war happened. But anyway, that's not the point.
To go and kill all the Klingons.
Yeah. Yeah, because
the Discovery wasn't really even part of the war either. It was in the Mirror Universe.
Yeah. And when they came back, it was, 6 months later. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But
no, they didn't have the chance to send Discovery away, they did with the Enterprise, because the Discovery was missing.
Yes,
right.
That's true. So.
But and they thought it got destroyed because they saw the ISS Discovery destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
So they thought they lost it.
They did, but they didn't.
A little bit.
But it seems to me like, if they recovered any of the wreckage, they would know that was not the USS Discovery. But
yeah.
Silly me. I don't know. But anyway.
Well, maybe they did, and it's top secret.
That's true. Maybe it's classified, because a lot of stuff gets classified.
Yep, to make room for the original series.
Yeah, all of that things. But yeah.
Everything's classified in Discovery, so when the original series happens, everything's new again to everybody.
That's fine. I'm good.
I'm easy. Good too.
We've reached our hour mark. We did it.
Oh no, I'm not done crying, guys.
Well, then keep going. Let me take a drink of water while you do that.
No, it's okay. I'm dehydrated anyway. I've shed a lot of tears today.
Oh, you need to drink more. Here, have a drink. Control.
Literary checks.
I would have to have Dave bring a drink in to me. It's not like I'm going to get up and walk to the kitchen.
A cameo.
So.
Oh, I love that idea.
Get a Dave cameo?
Yes, Dave. Walk into the room and wave.
Yeah, Dave.
Say hi, Dave.
I hope
Bring
he doesn't startle me.
Bring the cat with you.
Bring me Dave and the cat.
Yeah, if the cat's even around, the cat may have gone into hibernation, as he sometimes does in corners of the house where we can't find him. But so No, I don't
thing.
want booze, Dave. Just, there he is. No, I don't want booze.
Lord.
No.
Automated Joy says, bring her a LaCroix.
Yeah, bring me a coconut LaCroix, babe. Or as the French like to say, LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Oh,
That stuff is bad for you. Oh, Amy just asked where my puppy is.
yeah, that's what I was
My
gonna
puppy's
say.
down
Where's
here
your puppy?
on the floor.
Oh,
He's so cute.
up,
Buckley.
up.
Do you want me to move it?
Yes, let's see.
Okay.
Puppy.
This
I
is-
love this.
This is Buckley Tiberius.
Oh my gosh, big puppy.
There he is.
Hi.
There he is.
Oh.
He's just chilling out. Oops.
Oh, there goes your drink. No.
And my water.
Okay.
Thanks.
just the water.
Okay,
All right.
here's the. All right.
This is going very well.
It is. So, Chris, when you're not drinking or playing with your puppy, where can people find you?
That's well, that's pretty much all I do. I'm on Twitter and the Instagrams at CD Littlefield, and I'm always in the Babel conference.
So, and anywhere else? That's it?
Running around
Okay.
New York City doing stuff.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, because I forgot I was going to do this during the beginning of the show. I wanted you to just tell us a little bit about yourself. So why don't you just tell us that now?
Okay, I'm a conductor and music director, arranger and pianist in New York City, and I do a lot of Broadway and off Broadway and music all the time. It's what I do. It's a lot of fun. Love it.
He's very good. I've heard stuff. He's very
Brandy's heard some
good.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard you sing at the beginning of the episode, so I've heard some stuff now.
Yeah. That's my best work, actually. So you're welcome.
All
Yes.
right.
Oh, Amy, thank you. That's so sweet.
I'm going to have to look you up next time in New York. I want to hear some of
Yeah,
this
do
stuff.
it. Let's hang out. I think I'm going to hang out with Patrick soon. Amy's coming.
Nuh-uh. She didn't tell me
Yeah.
that.
She is next month.
I'm so jealous.
I think we're going to go to a Gaze in Space Star Trek Discovery watch party for the finale.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. That's... Okay. Let me see if I can work something out. Anyway. Wait, I'm looking at my calendar. So, Amy. Where are you, Amy? You're in the chat.
No, yeah, I'm Dark Amy. Dark
Amy.
Amy. Get it right.
So, Brandi, where can
Yeah.
people find you?
Here.
When you're
Just
not in the
hang.
corner, hibernating with your cat.
I'm usually here in my bedroom, either playing video games or reading comics. That's actually quite true on the weekends. You can find me lurking in the Babel conference as per usual. You can also hear me on the Dark Corner podcast with my husband Dave, who brought me that drink. And you can find that at darkcornerpodcast.com. We just look at things from, we're very nerdy, so we talk about nerdy stuff, but from a kind of darker perspective, because there must be balance in the universe. And if there's light, there must be dark. There are swears in that, so if you don't like swears, then yeah. And you can find me on Twitter at Brandywine12 or Dark Amy Knows Rockets as at Dark Amy Knows Rock. Yeah, that's about all the places you can find me, I think, besides here in my bedroom.
Right. Well, we're not going to visit you there. And nor would you
I
let us
appreciate
in
it.
anyway.
This is my sanctum.
That's
Okay,
right.
I need my
No one's
energy
allowed
in here.
in your house.
Not that I don't have guests. This is
Exactly.
true.
This is
It's
true.
I know that.
Yeah, it's my. I have to have one sanctuary on this planet. So
Safe space.
this is it.
But we get to get into your space once a week on Friday nights for an hour. So we
Yeah,
enjoy
well-
that. Thank you for allowing us into your home.
Always, as long as
So-
it's just on video.
Yes. So one request is for you to do the Arium voice at the end, and I'll ask the chat if there's anything else that they want to hear. I know Arium's going to be a little difficult, maybe. I don't know. We'll
It
find
is-
out.
She need
It
a
is-
filter or something on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
right?
I can't do it because I would have to have some kind of effect to make me sound like Ariam. Therefore, it is not possible for me to do that voice, because if I were doing a recording, I could take the recording and then augment it so that it would sound like the voice, but I can't do that live. So
I was going to say we could do it in post, but
yeah, we could do it in post, but there's no post in a live show.
So there's some requests are you can do in French Klingon, or you can do it as me, Bruce.
No,
that would be good. Angry Spock.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Angry Spock. I don't have a low enough voice, but I could try. I could get down there.
Let's get some more suggestions, maybe. But in the meantime, you can find me on Twitter at Admiral_Rex. You can find me, of course, on Literary Treks and the Star Wars Report, talking Star Wars. And of course, I'm always in the Babel Conference. Oh, do it as Broadway. I like that.
Oh my God.
I love that. Hey, oh man, too bad we don't have like some instruments, you know? She could like sing.
Don't you dare. No,
Chris?
no.
Yes.
No. I know you have a piano. No.
I do.
I was hoping that. Oh, come on.
I can't move my stuff though. Like it's all like situated really carefully. I knocked something over a second ago.
So, yeah, it's no.
Or can I?
No, we're not doing that, because I am not a musical improviser. I am an improviser, yes, but not in a musical way. It's not that easy. No,
but it'll be fun.
No, it wouldn't be fun for Brandi.
Okay, so what would be fun for Brandi?
And not singing would be fun for Brandi. No.
There you go. That's all you get.
No.
That's your start. Okay, well, what are you going to do? What voice?
I don't know.
Or do you not want to do a voice tonight?
No, I'm going to do a voice. It's just, I don't want people to think that I'm just being mean about the whole singing thing, but I am not a really heavily trained singer, and so I am uncomfortable with going into anything singing an entire closing copy thing without any warm-ups or anything.
How about this? Next time we'll do like a warm-up before, we'll do a coaching, and then we need to be rehearsed.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Is just I'm not a soprano, and apparently all women have to be sopranos to do anything.
No,
so,
wrong.
Well, how many parts are written for altos that are leads? Like none.
There's some.
Yeah, name one.
This is not a musical theater quiz time.
Yeah.
This is about your voice and what you're going to do to make everybody in the chat happy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, there's another one. The Vulcan Admiral.
Oh,
so,
Patar.
Yeah.
Do Patar then.
Okay, let's see if I can.
And Chris will play the guitar.
No, please don't. Okay.
Patar.
I find that remark insulting.
Sorry. I don't mean it.
I believe you. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
I gotta do this in a bit of a higher register.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to check out our Discovery coverage throughout the week. Live from the Edge airs on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Our commentary will be available as Tracks from the Edge. We'll discuss your feedback on Postcards from the Edge. You can catch the full analysis on the Edge main show. And join us for Notes from the Edge with our own Chris Jones for links between Discovery and the broader franchise. You'll find all of these in the main feed for the Edge and in the Trek FM master feed. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Discovery. The best place to do that is the Babel Conference, our listeners group on Facebook, where Amy Nelson will collect your feedback for Postcards from the Edge. You can also find us on Twitter at TrekFM or send us email using the contact form on our website at trek.fm/contact. Choose to send to a show and choose the Edge. Apparently, we have to thank all of the associate producers because humans need constant reassurance that they matter. Norman Selau, Tony Robinson, Thomas Paleo, Lisa Slack, Shoaib Mirza, Richard Rutledge, James Muldrow, Cornelia Reutner, Ryan Malett, Chris Trabuzio, Brian Malash. If you would like to help us keep all of our shows going and even become an AP, visit patreon.com/trekfm for all the details.
Yay.
You got the face down. I was like...
Well, see, I can't see myself, so I have no idea what I'm doing.
You did. You nailed it.
And Brian Malash is in the chat and says, you're the only one on the network who gets his name pronounced correctly.
That's because I asked him how to pronounce it, and he responded.
It's not Malosh.
No, it's Malash. It's Malash. It's Malash, like galoshes. That's how he told me to pronounce it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, Brian Malash.
So next week, the voice is going to be of Brian Malash.
Excellent. Love it.
All right. That's it. We're done. Until the next episode. Episode 10 of season 2. Next week.
You had to think for a second what season it was.
I was like, what season are we in? Because I'm hoping we're in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. Hey, everybody, again, we'll be back next time, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, on the Trek FM channel on YouTube. Find us there and join in on the chat, join in on all the fun. And Chris, it was a pleasure to have you, and I think we have you scheduled to be on the last episode of the season.
I am. I cannot wait. Thank you for having me tonight. This has been a blast.
That's what they all say. So, hey, anyone who thinks that they can't do a live show over at Trek FM, just ask anyone who's ever been on live. Everyone has had a good time. We are very good to our guests.
Yes, to the point that they always want to come back.
Absolutely.
Well, except for Chris. Not you, Chris, but another Chris that's in the chat right now. He doesn't want to come back.
Owie.
No.
Chris would get very upset if I called him nose cannons, because that's not, he doesn't like that.
No, it's nose rockets.
So I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
Nose rockets, Chris.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, live long and prosper.
And keep calm and disco on.
Disco on.